Hello, this is Fern, and today I'd like to share with you another sketching knickknacks video. So I did one of these earlier in the month, and today I wanted to sit down and do some sketching again. It's a very hot day outside, so doing indoor activities is kind of my jam for the recent days. So I decided to select another 3 knickknacks from my shelves and sketch these little cuties on another one of these little index card, greeting card size paper things. So I'm doing this whole same method. I'm trying to kind of make them be a little themed collection because I'd like to do some more of these as well. So the first little knickknack I have is this Russian nesting doll. I got this set of dolls from the thrift store when I was a kid, and I love getting like weird stuff from the thrift store. I I miss it a lot. One of the things I miss so much. It's one of my favorite things to do in general, but is just going to the thrift store, and now in this pandemic it's not really feasible. So yeah, I miss that. I also miss going to the library and getting like books and buying books and that kind of thing. So there's a few things that I'd like to be able to do again. But anyway, I also, speaking of the thrift store, I've been like putting off buying things because I don't like buying things new. I'd rather buy things used. And I'm like, I want a blender. I'm like, but I just want to wait until we can buy a blender from the thrift store. So I might have to try to do some like online thrift store things, but I don't want to deal with shipping and all. Anyway, getting way off topic. So I love the expression on this little nesting doll. And I kind of messed up when I was coloring in her face, which you'll see in a few minutes. I forgot to leave the whites of her eyes white, which I think is what kind of makes her so expressive on the doll. So, whoops. Oops. Otherwise, I do quite like her. I think she's a little mysterious. I kind of like her with like the white face before I colored in the face. I feel like that looked pretty interesting. But I was trying to get it to be close to what the actual doll was. But yeah, I did do a little bit of a mess up. But yeah, I got this at a Salvation Army that has like a I don't know, like a rummage sale kind of aspect to it, where it's just kind of like stuff in boxes outside that you could kind of rummage around through and look through. And that's where I got her. That's where I got a lot of little weird toys when I was a kid. Like I used to get old McDonald's toys from the thrift store. So I had a set of like Furby keychains. I don't have them anymore, unfortunately. I feel like those would be pretty cool to have now. I don't know. I've always liked collecting things. And that was one of the things that I collected a lot of. So this little snail is one of my oldest knickknacks. This again is from a great grandma. I'm really not super sure about the origin of this one. It might be the same grandma as the little mouse, or great grandma, or it might be a different one. I'm not entirely sure. I've just had it for so long. It's been such a like ingrained part of my childhood that yeah, I just haven't asked. You know, where you have like certain impressions of like being a child, of like who certain people are and like what things are from, and then you never ask about them later, and then you go back and you're like, well, this is what I think I remember, but I'm not really sure because that's with my weird child brain memories. I think about that sometimes. Certain memories, I'm like, I don't, what with like more context on things, I'm like, oh, weird. Anyway, not a very great way of describing that feeling, but I don't know. Sometimes remembering how you thought of things as a child is interesting. So I tried to capture like this little snail's essence, like his little goofy face, and I don't know, it's kind of difficult because he's like this weird ceramic and there's some ill definition. It was a little bit challenging, and he does look super goofy. So I feel like this one's a little bit weak, but it's all practice. And yeah, I was actually looking back through. I wish I could find my sketchbook, because I was looking through some pictures of my old sketchbook, and I was like, wow, like I'm sometimes not that bad at this. So this is the fortune that goes in this little deer's mouth. I got this when I was in Japan about 3 years ago, and it was in Nara, which is known for having just a ton of deer, and they take snacks from you and all of that. So they're very well known for deer, and I got a fortune there. When I would go to certain shrines and stuff, I'd get a little fortune and, keep it for the future. So this one was actually a good fortune. I had gotten a bad fortune elsewhere, and I had to tie it up and get rid of it. But this one I got to keep because it actually was good. Not sure about the, like if it's okay that I share it, but, whatever. So I was trying to draw this like weird carved geometric deer, and it really was challenging because of how like strangely geometric it was. But I had a great time with it, and I feel like the end result is pretty interesting. I was really afraid that it wouldn't actually look like a deer, but I think it does. I think it looks like what I was basing it off of. And I think this little deer trinket or figurine really is a great like thing to use as a drawing reference, just because it's so geometrically interesting. So yeah, I've been having I've been having a lot of fun with doing this, and getting a little bit back into sketching, which I haven't done in so long. It's relaxing. It's fun to do. You can zone out for like, I don't know, half an hour or an hour just doing stuff like this. So yeah, I just put a little box. I used to do this. Oh my God, my dog is trying to break into my room. No. So I think I'm just gonna keep this on a recording because I don't want to have to cut it and start over. So sorry, apologies for that. But yeah, I used to do that kind of style where I had things breaking out of frames a lot, and I really thought it was cool. That was one of my very, very first sketching like styles, I guess, was having these little boxes around everything, but having the focal point kind of break out of the box quite a lot. So here are the 3 finished sketches and the little knickknacks that they're based off of. That's it. I hope you enjoyed this, and thanks for watching.